Hi students, welcome to this video session. My name is Samuel Chukwu Emeka, as usual. In this video session, we shall design a basic 4-function calculator using combo box. Why do we want to use combo box? We want to use combo box so that we can illustrate conditional statements. Please, it is recommended that you view the previous videos in the playlist in order before you view this video. So we click on VB shortcut here, and we are still designing basic calculator. Remember, in this one we used buttons, in this one we used radio buttons. The one that we are doing now, we shall use combo box. We click on new project. We name this Samdom basic calculator. In this case, we shall name it 2. We've used 1 here, so we name this one 2. Okay. So we change the text here to Samdom basic calculator. In this case, we shall say combo box. Combo box. This is your combo box here. Now, some of these tools here, you can always use it. As we move on, we shall know which tools we shall need. If you point your mouse at combo box, there is a pop-up title. It tells you that it displays an editable text box with a drop-down list of permitted values. If you point your mouse on these controls, you will see pop-up titles that tells you what each control does. We go ahead and bring our first text box, and as usual, we shall name this our first num, like we did in previous videos. First num text box. And we have another one, which will be our second num. Okay. Let's now get our, then we have our label. And this label, we said it should be, we really don't mind the name. But the text, we said it should be first number, and we changed the font to be B Book Antiqua, bold 12. Okay, that was what we used, and we can copy and paste, and this will be our second number. We change it here. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we get our combo box. In this case, we shall not be using buttons. No, we shall just use combo box. So we double click, we get it right here. Combo box. Combo. What is combo? Combo, like when you get your when you order your meal. Okay. Kind of, we want to place the functions, the operations here, the arithmetic operations. We will place them in this combo box. Remember, it tells us that it has a drop-down list. let's expand this a bit. So what we are using this drop down list, when we click on the arrow, we now select which operation that we need. Okay. So if you look at the properties of the combo box, we want to click on the item property. It is combo box 1, the name. We can change it to the operation combo box. Then, of course, the text, there's nothing in the text, of course. But we shall now have to add items in the combo box. We have to add items in it. We go to items here, right here. You click on this ellipsis, and it says enter the strings in the collection, 1 per line. So we enter addition, we enter add, subtract, multiply, divide. Okay, that's what we just enter. We enter that here. And you know what, we can go ahead and enter, we can actually go ahead and enter clear. Okay, we can go ahead and enter it clear. So to clear the entries here. And we can also enter exit. So that means that we have everything here as a combo. So that actually means that we can just reduce this like this, and everything will just be there as combo. How do you say it? Okay, so we have entered that, and if you kind of test this right away, so you kind of see what I'm talking about, you have it here. When you kind of test it by running it, add, subtract, multiply, divide, clear, exit. Yeah, but we have not written any code. So let's close it. That is it for now. We can now change this background color of the form. And what did we say we had again? Olive. So we go to back color. Select olive. Okay. So we have created the user interface. We have set the properties. The next thing to do is to write the code. That's to write the program code. We now double click here because this is where the main thing will be. You know, before we do that, let's go ahead and set this to text align to be right, like we did in previous video, and also set this text align to be right. Okay, so this is where the main thing will be here. This is where the action will be. When we select a drop-down list, then it will add, whatever we put as the first number and whatever we put as the second number. We select add, it will add it, and we need to display it. That's another thing. We need to display it. We need to display the result. So let's, like we did in the previous video, let's use a text box that is read-only. And then we call this display text box. Let's call it display text box. And because we want it as an the output to be displayed there, we can call it we can set the read-only property, read-only, to be true. We set it to be true. Okay, we are good to go. So we double click this to get to the code window. Okay, Now we go here as usual under the public class declaration. And what do we want? We want to set just like we did in the previous video, first num, second num, result as double. All right, just like we did in the other video. Okay, now what do we do here in this combo box? When it is selected, selected index changed. You see that? Selected index changed. What do we do? So we first of all, after declaration, of course, we have the assign. Assign, we have that our first num is equal to first num text box dot text. Remember, after declaration you assign, and then our second num is equal to second num text box dot text. Okay. Now the next thing after assign is the process. Okay, we need to, how do we now write this code? That is the thing now. How do we write this code? We want, if we select something, then what should be there? That is what we want. So what we now do is this. We have to now introduce the concept of conditional statements. Conditional statements, of course, if you literally define it, it is statement with a condition. Conditional statement. Literal definition is that it is a statement with condition. If you pick the add from the drop-down list, then it should add the two entries. The entries in this text box and the entries in this text box. If you select subtract, it should subtract it. If you select multiply, it should multiply both of them. If you select divide, it should divide the first by the second. And if you select clear, it should clear both entries. And then if you select exit, it should close the program. So this will be a condition. If you did this, then this. If then. So let's think about, I would want you to review this, to read it up yourself. Let's go to my website first. I have a resource on that. Okay, click on my site, my picture to enter the site, technology, Visual Basic, and let's click on resources. This is I will still put more resource, but this is a good resource here. Function X tutorials in Visual Basic. So you click on it, and here, look at conditional statements. Let's look at it. When we go to this, we have the if-then statement. We have the if-then else. You see, when you have these two statements here. If this condition, then statement 1, else statement 2. Basically, when you have either this statement or this statement, you have if-then else. You have the if-then else if. When you have many choices, you use the if-then else if. Then you have the case, select case statement. Okay, and it gives you some practical learning on it. So go over it, then you have the loops. We will not talk about loops here. Okay, so we want, if we look at this, is add, subtract, multiply, divide, clear, exit. So we have more than one. Because we have more than one, we will select we will use this one. If, then, else if. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this done. we now type if what is the name of the combo box? Operation combo box. So we say if operation combo box dot what? Dot text is equal to add, because add was the first one. Then we now have that our result will be equal to first num plus second num. And after that, we want the display text box to be display text box dot text to be the sum is okay, just like we did in the previous one. Right? This is what we want. If you pick this up, then this is what we need. And then you have the end if. Now this automatic, once you put this if statement, automatically it comes with an end if. But like we said, we have multiple conditions, multiple statements here, so we will use if then else if. All right. Now you can still use if then statement, but you can use it one at a time. You can do that. You can, if for this statement, you can use it like this. If then statement 1, statement 2, statement n. Okay, you can still do it, but what we want to do is we want to use this one. Else if then end if. Okay, let's see whether this would work first. Then we can now do it for the other ones. This is process and display. Let's put this process and display. Okay, let's see what it is first, okay, and see whether it will work. Let's run it. When we run it, let's put a 25 negative 50, and we select add. The sum is negative 25. Wow, it worked. Okay, so you see, that means we select that add. All right, so let's go ahead and do that for the next one. So after this, since I'm using this one, I'll put else if operation combo box dot text is equal to subtract, then result is equal to first num minus second num, and then the display text box will be equal to the difference is, I put my the concatenation symbol, result. See that? So I will just go ahead and copy this. Difference is this and result. So display text box dot text. You make sure you put dot text. Okay. So then what I will do now is I will just copy this and save time. Else if again for the multiply, else if again for the divide, else if again for clear, and else if again for end. Okay, so let me fix this. This is a add, subtract here here will be multiply, and it will be that the product, this will be product, then this will be divide, and this will be quotient. Now, for clear, if you select the clear, then of course it won't, that means we won't use this. If we select the clear, we want the entries here in the first num text box to clear and the second num text box to clear. That is what we want. So we just say first num text box dot text should be empty string, and second num text box dot text should also be empty when we select clear. And if it is exit, if we select exit, then it should just end. It should end. Pin. Okay, so I think we have written the code, and I think this is all you need for this. So what do we do now? Let's test it and see how it is. We run. You know, either you run or you press F5. Okay. So let's say we have a negative AD and 20. If we pick add, the sum is negative 60, which is correct. Subtract will give us negative 100. Difference is negative 100, which is correct. Multiply will give us negative 100. So you see, I made this mistake. Okay, so how will I correct it? I see. Can you tell me the mistake I made? Let's close this and fix it. So this will be times. Multiply will be times. Don't mind Samdom for peace, okay? And divide will be divide. Right. Okay. Folks, let's run it again. Negative 80 and 20. You see, that is why it's good to always test your code, so that you know whether it works and whether it gives you the right thing. Okay, add will give us negative 60. Subtract will give us negative 100. Multiply should give us what? Negative 1600. Divide should give us negative 4. Yopwa. Then clear will clear the entries in first number and second number. Okay, we also want to clear these entries, right? We also want to clear these entries, right? So we'll test it again, and the exit will end. Okay, so let's fix this, okay? Let's fix this. Now, if you look at this now, as it is, when you find, anytime you see this, anytime you say it at all, anytime you see this, anytime you say it, just stop debugging. Okay, you press this, stop debugging. Okay, we also want this one to clear. We also want the display label.text, display text box, I mean, display text box.text to clear. We also want that. And then if we take exit, let's write this as me.close. To just close the program and see what, and test it again. Let's test this again. Negative 80, 20. Now we've tested other ones. Let's test the clear. Clear will clear everything. Okay. Now exit. Exit says here, conversion from string to type turbo is not valid. What we need to do is just we delete this. let's delete it. And we come over here, because we come over here and we remove exit, press OK, and we go to our code again to make sure that we didn't put anything exit, and we just come here and we can put the exit button. We can just add our exit button here, text exit, and we put it as exit button. Okay, and as we did initially, we want to change the font. This time around we said it was Bell Empty Bold 12. Okay, and we can just leave the background color like that. Okay, we can leave the background color and the font color like that. Okay, so what do we do now? We double click on it and we just put end. So it takes some time to make sure your code runs well. Okay, add, sum is this, subtract, difference is this, multiply, product is this, divide, quotient is this, clear everything, exit, close this. All right. So what's next thing? We just file, save from 1.vb as. We want to make sure we go to our desktop where it used to be, Visual Basic Projects, and we call this Samdom Basic Calculator 2. Right? We click save. After that, we click on save all here. We make sure the name and the location is correct, and we click save, and we click file, and we click exit, and I will